The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Baby escapes injury in serious Shirvan accident in Tobago. A baby escaped serious harm on Sunday during a single-car accident along Shirvan Road in Tobago. According to reports, a woman was driving her car north along Shirvan Road when she lost control and swerved into a drain. A woman who was one of the passengers received the brunt of the damage and was heard writhing in pain on the grass after she got out of the vehicle. The driver and the baby were relatively unscathed. Police are investigating. Morvant man shot dead. A 56-year-old man was shot dead in Morvant on Saturday morning, bringing the murder toll to 26 for the year. He has been identified as Terence Boyku Blackman of Carpentier Hill, Monrepos Road, Morvant. Police report that about 5 a.m. on Saturday, residents heard a gunshot. When they checked at about 6:50 a.m., they found Blackman dead on the road with a gunshot wound to his head. Crime scene investigators arrived and found a 9mm casing along with other bits of evidence. Blackman's body was removed to the Forensic Sciences Center. Police search for clues in fatal hit-and-run accident in Princess Town. A 57-year-old man was killed in a hit-and-run accident in Princess Town Sunday night. He has been identified as Brian David, 57, of Lengua Road, Princess Town. Police report that around 10:55 p.m., officers received information and went to Prasad Avenue, Fairfield Housing Estate, Princess Town, where they found his body on the road. There were injuries to his head, stomach, and lower right leg. David was last seen around 7 p.m. walking from his home towards Prasad Avenue. Corporal Ramdial is investigating. Truck driver killed during altercation with relative in Penal. A family beach outing ended in tragedy after a 50-year-old truck driver was killed at the home of his relative in Penal on Sunday night. Police said Densley Ramjatan of Clark Road, Penal, was fatally struck during an altercation with his relative, a petty officer with the T&T Coast Guard. The family returned to the Coast Guard's Clark home after spending the day in Togo around 9 p.m. Ramjatan left his wife there and returned about 45 minutes later. Police were told that Ramjatan was drunk and cursing. The police report stated that the Coast Guard got up and went to the side of his house where he confronted Ramjatan. During an altercation, the Coast Guard allegedly struck him and he fell to the ground. A relative who requested anonymity said that they had a good day on the beach, but Ramjatan was drunk by the time they returned home. The relative said that he wanted to take his wife home, but she did not want to go. She said they were told that the Coast Guard and Ramjatan were shoving each other and Ramjatan fell on the ground. Ramjatan was the father of 2 adult children. His friend said he wanted to stop drinking and gambling. Ramjatan's wife, Umati Ratanal, and her daughter, Sasha Mohammed, who were at the Coast Guard's house when the incident occurred, declined to speak with reporters. Officers of the Penal CID and Homicide Bureau of Investigations visited the scene and are continuing investigations. Father wants justice for murdered ex-con son. Almost a year after he was released from prison, 31-year-old Kendall Alston, also known as Pantin, was shot dead in Penal. While his father admits his son Austin was no saint, he is hoping that he would get justice. Residents of Suntrees Road Extension were awakened around 1 a.m. yesterday by loud explosions. followed by screams of a man and then more explosions. They contacted police officers who found Austin's body near a track about 100 feet away from the roadway. Police said his body bore multiple gunshot wounds. 10 spent 9mm shells were found on the scene. Police have ruled out robbery as a motive since Austin's money, cell phone, and car keys were found in his possession. Speaking with the media at their Sunrise Road home, his father, Ansel Russell, 49, said his son had an altercation in January. He went to a party and a fight took place and they mashed up the front windscreen, the back windscreen, the side, the whole car. However, he admitted that his son, a construction worker and the father of 5 young children, had some challenges. He is no saint. He had run-ins with the law and thing. He had recently come out of prison for a firearm that they shoot against his child mother, but I think that was the last incident he had. Russell said that his son served a year and 18 months and was released last March. He said he is hoping that the police would investigate his son's murder properly. Popular activists launch petition on violence against women. A petition targeting 100,000 signatures to protest issues contributing to violence against women will be launched by activists Philip Alexander, Ian Allen, Ishan Ishmael, and others outside of Parliament on Friday. A release from the Candlelight Movement, CLM, in which they are involved, announced that yesterday. The movement was formed following the murder of court clerk Andrea Barrett. The 3 men were in the forefront of certain events, including candlelight vigils, to mourn Barrett and to call for action against violence towards women. The events included vigils outside of the Red House in the week after Barrett's death. When Barrett was buried on February 12th, one vigil was hosted by the 3 men in Woodford Square. It was attended by her father and family. Yesterday, the CLM release said the petition is aimed at addressing systemic issues which have contributed to the unacceptable levels of violence against women in society. The release stated that members of the Candlelight Movement include talk show host Stephen Reese, activist and talk show host Ishmael, activist and Crime Watch host Ian Allen, activist Philip Edward Alexander, former leader of People's Empowerment Party, who later launched Citizens Union, activist Avanel Hector, radio host Jody Mohammed, Citizens Union Director Felicia Holder, and PRO of Candlelight Movement attorney Candace Barrett. Friday's event will formally launch and facilitate a symbolic signing of the national petition between 7 and 10 p.m. CLM stated, "This petition will be signed by the father of Andrea Barrett and members of her family before being opened to the public and presented for signatures, and therefore released to the national community through partnerships with other activists and vigil leaders throughout the country." The target of 100,000 physical signatures would make this, if not the largest, then one of the largest in the nation's history. CLM stated that the petition would be delivered to Parliament 1 month from Friday, March 5, 2021, by hand via motorcade and walk from Andrea's family home in Arima. In 2005, a petition was done by the Keith Noel 136 Committee, headed by then-businessman Stephen Cadiz, who collected over 100,000 signatures against crime after his employee, Keith Noel, was chopped to death at his Belmont home. Cadiz presented the signatures to then-President George Maxwell Richards. The committee also held a death march in the capital city, which saw hundreds in attendance.